That's the story of Rick Jackson's life. He's running for governor to do the same for you.
At U-Haul, we know every family moves at their own pace.
Hi, Mom.
It's not a snow. That's why we have U-Box. We can store it or ship it.
Thanks, you've been lifesavers.
How and when you want it. Reserve today at uhaul.com.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
Save big on energy drinks and fuel at Parker's Kitchen. Buy any 3 16-ounce Monster energy drinks and save 20 cents per gallon on your next fill-up, only with Parker's Rewards.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12, first at 4.
Basically, out of nowhere, it hit me. It was a pretty big impact to my right side. Really, it was the front left foot of the gator.
Visitors to the Savannah River had a serious scare this weekend when a man was attacked and bitten by an alligator. The incident began late Sunday morning while a group of athletes were training for an Ironman event. Jonathan Brunny, their coach, says he was about 1,000 yards away from the SRP Park dock when an alligator struck him. He says the gator bit into his tricep and upper arm, pulling him underwater. What he did next probably saved his life.
The pain was like a cold pain of my arm and my body. So immediate reaction from watching different documentaries, I just knew the eyes were what you should target. So I just grabbed, put my hand on the snout, reached up, and then pushed my thumb into his eyeball, and he released.
After first responders arrived, Brunny went to the hospital. He says he got quite a few stitches, but it could have been a lot worse. We'll have more on this story in the next half hour. Thankfully, we're hearing from him. He's doing okay, but just a frightening situation. Thankfully, he watched those documentaries, knew what to do, enough to let that alligator loosen up and let him go. Again, a lot of stitches, but I'm just thankful that that situation wasn't different. Thanks for joining us first at 4 and watching with us. We're going to go straight to another story right now. We'll have more in just a bit. Richmond County deputies are looking for a man wanted for a child molestation. Take a look here at your screen. Deputies say Natrell Ray is wanted for a child molestation case that happened Sunday on Gerbig Road. The incident report says the victim was taken to a hospital where she told deputies Ray touched her inappropriately. Police say Ray is a registered sex offender. If you do see him, call the number here on your screen. A man is under arrest following allegations who filmed a woman with a hidden camera. The woman lives in Augusta. Deputies say she discovered a phone camera in her personal space earlier this month. When going through the device, she found multiple videos of herself. She told investigators she believes her son's father, Joshua Yan, installed the devices. Now Yan is under arrest and charged with sexual battery and unlawful eavesdropping. To weather, what's still very warm in the CSRA, but we've seen a slight cool down compared to last week. We go now to your first alert meteorologist, Emily Acton. Emily, the question, will these cooler temperatures continue throughout the week?
I think they're going to stick around, and it's more or less really just the less humidity that we are seeing right now. Dew points are a lot lower, a little bit breezy out there, and that's what's making it feel like the actual temperature. Now, if this was last week, we would be feeling like 107, 108. Right now, we're feeling like the lower to mid-90s. So Aiken right now currently feels like 92, 96 at Bushfield. So again, it's all due to the humidity and a little bit of those breezier conditions making us not feel quite as hot like we were last week. So a little bit more comfortable for your Monday afternoon. Dry conditions for most of us. There's pretty heavy rainfall along the coast. Could see a few showers potentially pop up for our most southern counties, but overall 90% of us will be completely dry for the next 24 hours. Looking at your evening temperatures, we'll still be in the upper 80s through 7 p.m. After sunset. We'll start to drop off into the low 80s and eventually 70s for us. Overnight tonight, we could dip into the 60s. I'll have a look at your full forecast coming up.
Thanks, Emily. South Carolina's Attorney General is announcing over 30 indictments after a law enforcement operation investigated Mexican cartels linked to the state. The Lindsay Clancy murder trial is nearing the back-to-school season is a difficult time for some kids, especially those with ADHD. Experts say those children struggle with RSD, or rejection-sensitive dysphoria. One ADHD expert says those with the condition feel things very quickly and very deeply, and those emotions stay with them for a long time.
You talk about the amygdala, that emotional threat detector, and for those people, that's hyper-responsive. And then the frontal lobe, that prefrontal cortex directly under your forehead, is in charge of judgment and processing, and that is under-responsive. So if you look at that, you have an emotional part that's completely going to override your logical part every single time.
She adds RSD presents itself as mood swings, extreme shyness, an emotional outburst, and encouragement. Once you notice the patterns, you can work to correct them. Many Reno, Nevada residents are having to evacuate after a large fire erupted in the city's northern foothills. The blaze began on Saturday, growing to an uncontrollable level within 24 hours. Now, more than 1,000 first responders are on the scene. Officials say the fire was started by a human rather than occurring naturally.
Our weather conditions continue to be challenging, hot, dry, windy, and no end in sight anytime soon.
Armful of shirts and pants.
Yep, and room for the dog.
And room for the dogs, and that's about it.
There's Lily.
Residents have been waiting outside the evacuation zone for 2 days, waiting to see if their properties are safe. Others are booked in hotels, but officials say they don't expect to let people return to their homes anytime soon. Some Florida beachgoers got a rather shocking sight this week as a twin-engine plane almost landed on top of them. Faith Tinkley was flying to the Bahamas when she began experiencing mechanical and gear issues. She managed to avoid hitting structures or beachgoers, landing smoothly around 50 feet from shore. Two witnesses described the events.
We saw it go in the water, and immediately he hopped on the radio to call the Coast Guard and book a PD, and I was getting out extra life jackets and our medical equipment.
Shocking for everybody else, but the pilot really executed a perfect water landing.
Crazy video. Tinkley was uninjured by that crash. She released a statement saying she was incredibly fortunate to be able to swim away from the incident. Producers and consumers are preparing for the possibility of more pricing.
And looking at current conditions, we're feeling pretty good for this time of year. It's 97, but we feel like 96. That's been hard to come by over the past week. I'll have a look at what we can expect over the next couple of days coming up.
Time and Temp, sponsored by Riverside Heating and Air.
For comfort you can count on, call Riverside Heating and Air. Now offering 0 interest for 60 months on new system replacements. Stay comfortable inside with Riverside Heating and Air.
At Stanton, for a limited time, kids get a free eye exam. Penguins need clear vision. Kids do too. Plus, glasses start at just $79. Made same day. Smart, simple. Stanton.
I'm Mike Costello.
Get the crumbs. Keisha Lance Bottoms. She'd make a mess of Georgia as governor.
If it's changing now,
you see it right here on News 1226. Always live.
Breaking details this morning, but always here with the updates you need.
With no added stress.
News 1226, weekdays from 4:30 to 7 a.m. Just search WRDW+.
At Stanton, we use the latest technology to make your glasses the same day.
Life's too busy to wait for glasses.
Get 2 pairs for $79 and a free eye exam. Smart, simple, Stanton.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Well, if you have outdoor plans this afternoon or evening, we're still very hot. It's still summer, but feeling a little bit better than what we've seen the past week and really even the past month. Humidity levels are a lot lower today in the 50s, so not seeing those feels like temperatures higher than what the actual temperature is. So again, that's making it feel a little bit more comfortable outdoors. We'll still be right around that 90-degree mark through the 7 p.m. hour. After sunset, dipping into the 80s, 70s, and eventually 60s overnight tonight. So not going to be a bad start to our morning Tuesday. If you need to take your furry friend out on a walk, you should have plenty of time to do so. By the time we hit 11 a.m., we'll be in the low to mid 80s. So that's when things will probably start to feel a little bit on the hotter side of things. But overall, not a bad start to the work week. And we're going to keep relatively nice weather in store over the next couple of days, but rain chances will start to increase by midweek. Tomorrow could see some of those showers really well south of the CSRA along the coast, but as we go throughout your Wednesday, we can start to see a little bit more of a coverage in our area here in the CSRA for those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Now, Thursday and Friday, also looking a little bit wet out there. Unfortunately so, hopefully we can have Friday night football without any issues, but something we'll continue to track as we go throughout the next few days. Something else we'll keep track of as well, tropics starting to get a little bit more active, which peak hurricane season will be the middle of September. We're not far off from that now. Looking at a 60% chance of development just off the coast of Africa. There's another one, about a 50% chance of development. Looks kind of close to Bermuda. But again, the coast of Africa, this is where a lot of these storms really just start up and then continue to move through the Atlantic. So something we'll continue to watch. Way too early to have any predictions of exactly where that storm will go, or even if it will become a named storm. Again, higher probability, most likely will, but something, again, we'll continue to monitor. Just have the rain gear as we get into the middle of the week. That's when you're going to need it. But temperatures are going to stay pretty consistent in the low, maybe even mid-90s by the end of our week and into next week. Zaina?
Thanks, Emily. The Trump administration is turning up. Some children no longer have a family and are in need of a forever home. We introduce you to two of them next on Grant Me Hope.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
A drunk driver.
Emily?
Well, looking at temperatures to start off your Tuesday, we'll be a little bit below average in the upper 60s. I'll have a look at what we can expect for the next 7 days coming up.
Well, life will find a way doesn't just apply to the dinosaurs. We show you how some beavers are making their mark on one England park coming up.
Turn your porch or patio into the moon.
The miracle of life in full display in the UK as wild beaver kids are appearing in Norfolk after a 500-year absence. Video showing a family of 4 living in Pinsthorpe Natural Park. The first one appeared last November. 3 others soon followed. It's still not clear how they got there. The park hasn't released any beavers, which were once common on Britain's rivers and wetlands before being hunted into extinction. So this is great to see the beavers come out. And Emily, I have to say, I think they're really cute.
I agree. I definitely think beavers are cute. Zaina, I was debating as you were talking if I should say this or not. I had a dream the other night about beavers, and they were like carving the little things, the little logs, and they were stacking them up. Don't know what I ate before bed, but it was a weird dream. But I do remember it just kind of came back to me.
Okay, were you thinking about Buc-ee's and then somehow the
Maybe. I don't know. But I love the little cameras where we just like watch these animals, like in the zoo of these, what was it, the giraffe that was born April,
the eagle, right?
Yeah. I love watching those. I think those are very cool. But looking at our weather here for the next week, we're going to see a stalled front start to move in over the next couple of days. That's going to bring in a pretty steady rain chance for our afternoons and evenings. That could really be Thursday and Friday, a higher flood risk for us. We'll keep an eye on it.
Emily, thank you. Coming up, there's danger in the waters as shark attacks are becoming more common. We'll tell you why after this.
It's the Roomstick Only.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's a lot of reasons. When you use Uber or Lyft, you're taking a gamble. You have no idea who that driver is. Were they paying attention to their phone or GPS and not the road? Injured in an Uber or Lyft accident, you could have a big case. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com.
What did an extra $75 a month buy? A few dinners out or another online order. Fun today, but gone tomorrow. Instead, imagine investing that same $75 in beautiful new flooring you'll enjoy every single day. Right now at A&D Carpets and Hardwoods, payments start at around $75 a month with special financing. Why spend money on things that disappear when you can invest in something that adds style and value for years? A&D Carpets and Hardwoods. Come see us today.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinus.
Just to breathe free.
You're watching News 12, first at 4. Continues.
Initially, I was like, oh, did I just swim into a big log? I didn't see any logs in the water. But then I looked, and I was like, oh no. And the pain was like a cold pain up my arm and my body.
Visitors at the Savannah River had a serious scare over the weekend when a man was attacked and bitten by an alligator. The incident began late Sunday morning while a group of athletes were training for an Ironman event. Jonathan Brunny, their coach, says he was about 1,000 yards away from the SRP park dock when an alligator struck him. He says the beast bit into his tricep and upper arm, pulling him underwater. He managed to poke its eye with his thumb, which probably saved his life. His teammates were stunned by this.
Got to the dock, climbed up on it, and he just said, Jonathan's been bit. It didn't process what was happening, but I look over at him, he's holding his arm and just kind of laying up on the dock, and immediately I took my swim buoy and I ripped the cord off the swim buoy to make a tourniquet and just applied a makeshift tourniquet onto his arm, told him it's gonna hurt, squeezed as hard as I could, and I could watch the bleeding stop as we applied the tourniquet, kept the pressure on, held it, and then we immediately started trying to find help.
After emergency responders arrived, Brunny received further treatment in the hospital. He received several stitches, but it could have been a lot worse. Your City Hood will have more on News 12 Live at 5. Thankfully, he's doing okay and had his buddies there to help him out. Good afternoon, I'm Zaina Halliburton. Thank you for watching News 12 First at 4 on WRDW+. Sharks are showing up on both U.S. coast, and some of them are attacking humans. Gwen Baumgartner reports on why this is happening and how you can stay safe while on the beach.
Below the surface in these seemingly calm SoCal waters lurks a natural predator, often closer than we think.
Some of these sharks are coming as close as 50 feet to the beach, like waist deep water. Oh, absolutely.
Dr. Chris Lowe leads the Cal State Long Beach Shark Lab. He says great whites are showing up in great numbers along the California coast. Weather changes from a strengthening El Nino are impacting migration patterns for ocean dwellers in search of cooler waters. Unlike the movie Jaws, it usually takes more than a single shark to close down a beach.
This is 20 sharks every single day at this beach. Every single day, 20 sharks are being detected.
Lowe and his team have spent years tagging and tracking nearly 300 sharks.
Green means there was a detection in the last 3 hours.
Parts of the East Coast have also seen a recent swell of shark sightings, including southern Maine, where this month a shark latched on to lifeguard Greg Wilford's rescue buoy and dragged him underwater.
I knew what it was. I knew it was a great white.
Last year saw 25 shark bites in the U.S., and in 2015, the last strong El Nino, a record 59 attacks. But for both years, California's numbers remain the same. Dr. Lowe says sharks seem to understand we aren't food.
More people are in the ocean during El Nino periods just to try to cool down. So you have more people, more sharks. You'd expect more bites. We just don't see that.
But what you do see, the great white, as not just a creature of the deep, rather a local tourist. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Long Beach, California.
El Nino isn't just impacting sharks. Some birds, fish, and even stingrays are changing their migration habits. Dr. Lowe says we should expect an increase in stingray stings because of this. To weather now, where it's still very warm in the CSRA, but we've seen a slight cool down compared to last week, which is great news. I'm actually enjoying this, Emily. I know you are too, because you talk a lot about those high temperatures, and at one point we were the triple digits and then the real feel. It was really hot at one point.
It was, and this is really sad, Zaina, that we're like, yay, it's only 97, but it feels like 97. We're winning for the start of our week, but we really are. It feels comfortable compared to what we saw last week with really high humidity levels, feeling like the triple digits. We're feeling about 10 to even close to 15 degrees cooler than what we were last Monday. 97 at Bushfield, 93 at Daniel Field, Aiken sitting at 94, and we're having a nice breeze across the CSRA, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's 95 over in Thompson, and this is the feels like map. So we are feeling like the actual temperature, or at least really close to it. So that's what's making it feel more comfortable. Drier air is in place. Not tracking a lot of moisture for us here in terms of humidity or even rainfall. We do have higher rain chances, though, as we go throughout the work week. I'll have a look at your full forecast coming up.
Emily, thank you. A man is dead in Atlanta following a stabbing on the city's Beltline. Ralph Norman finished second in the initial round of voting. Polls open at 7 in the morning. They close at 7 in the evening. For more information, you can head to scvotes.gov. College football almost back now, and while the first full week of action is still a week away, some games will be held Saturday. News 26 will air San Jose State versus USC starting at 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Other noteworthy games include North Carolina taking on TCU in Ireland. The Georgia Bulldogs, Georgia Tech, Clemson, USC, and more will take to the field starting the weekend of September 5th. Still ahead, a plane out of Atlanta makes an emergency landing after a laptop catches on fire mid-flight. We have the video of the shocking situation after this.
And if you have outdoor plans this evening, it's still going to be warm out there, but a little bit more comfortable than what we have been seeing. I'll have a look at what's in store for the next 7 days coming up.
When Keisha lands spot.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Well, we have a hot but a little bit more comfortable evening in store for us. We'll be in the upper 80s, really right around 90 through the 7 p.m. hour. And then after sunset, we'll start to cool off into the 80s, 70s, and eventually 60s overnight tonight. So starting off the morning tomorrow, not feeling too bad. Right around 67 for our morning low. Need to take your furry friend out on a walk before work. Should be very comfortable at least until 11 a.m. Then we'll start to get into the 80s, feeling like the mid 80s. So a little bit more uncomfortable by midday. But looking at rain chances, we're going to stay dry overnight tonight and most of us tomorrow. But there could still be an isolated shower for some of our more southern counties south of I-20, but that doesn't mean that anywhere above I-20 could see some rainfall as well. But going through your Wednesday, a little bit better coverage for those showers and thunderstorms. Then once we get into our Thursday, we'll see even more rain. So several chances of rain over the next 7 days. The highest chances of more widespread showers, I think that's really going to be Thursday and Friday. We'll keep a close eye on it, though. Hopefully we'll have good weather for those football games Friday night. But again, something we'll continue to keep track of as we go throughout the rest of the work week. Looking at the tropics, we're getting close to peak hurricane season, or the peak of hurricane season. We're seeing a 60% chance of development just off the coast of Africa, 50% chance of development well in the middle of the Atlantic. So something we'll continue to monitor as we go throughout the next several days. But this has a very high chance of becoming Dolly, the named storm, the next name on the list there. We'll keep an eye on it as it continues to organize and potentially even track a little bit more towards the west. But looking at 7 day back here at home, dry tomorrow for the most part. Again, can't rule out an isolated shower, but better rain chances come into play for the middle and end of our work week. Small chance of showers for your Saturday, but overall feeling a little bit better than what we were last week, Zayna.
Emily, thank you. A laptop.
9-4. Now,
your first alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Well, we have a hot but a little bit more comfortable evening in store for us. We'll be in the upper 80s, really right around 90 through the 7 p.m. hour. And then after sunset, we'll start to cool off into the 80s, 70s, and eventually 60s overnight tonight. So starting off the morning tomorrow, not feeling too bad. Right around 67 for our morning low. Need to take your furry friend out on a walk before work. Should be very comfortable at least until 11 a.m. Then we'll start to get into the 80s, feeling like the mid 80s. So a little bit more uncomfortable by midday. But looking at rain chances, we're going to stay dry overnight tonight and most of us tomorrow. But there could still be an isolated shower for some of our more southern counties south of I-20, but that doesn't mean that anywhere above I-20 could see some rainfall as well. But going through your Wednesday, a little bit better coverage for those showers and thunderstorms. Then once we get into our Thursday, we'll see even more rain. So several chances of rain over the next 7 days. The highest chances of more widespread showers, I think that's really going to be Thursday and Friday. We'll keep a close eye on it, though. Hopefully we'll have good weather for those football games Friday night. But again, something we'll continue to keep track of as we go throughout the rest of the work week. Looking at the tropics, we're getting close to peak hurricane season, or the peak of hurricane season. We're seeing a 60% chance of development just off the coast of Africa, 50% chance of development well in the middle of the Atlantic. So something we'll continue to monitor as we go throughout the next several days. But this has a very high chance of becoming Dolly, the named storm, the next name on the list there. We'll keep an eye on it as it continues to organize and potentially even track a little bit more towards the west. But looking at 7-day back here at home, dry tomorrow for the most part. Again, can't rule out an isolated shower, but better rain chances come into play for the middle and end of our work week. Small chance of showers for your Saturday, but overall feeling a little bit better than what we were last week, Zayna.
Emily, thank you. A laptop caught on fire on an American Airlines flight out of Atlanta this weekend, causing several injuries and forcing firefighters to rush the plane when it landed. Chris Van Cleve reports on the concerning source behind the incident.
Firefighters rush aboard American Flight 2398 in Dallas after reports of several passengers being burned after this laptop caught fire. Here's video of the singed device in the aisle. Look closely, you can see some of the damage here. It started burning during a flight from Atlanta Friday.
It was really terrifying. I was not having a lot of positive thoughts, that's for sure.
Jessica Ergens was 2 rows back.
I saw a ton of smoke kind of toward the window, and then I saw a gentleman raise his laptop, which was on fire, and he placed it in the aisle.
The pilots called for help.
Cabin fire in the back of the airplane. We have 133 cells of books. I think we have about 4 to 5 passengers that were burned by the laptop.
Using a thermal bag similar to this one, American says flight attendants were able to contain the fire. And in Las Vegas Friday, smoke began pouring from a passenger's battery device on a Delta flight.
Can you roll the fire trucks? We got the lithium battery on fire on the plane.
Earlier this year, the FAA showed us testing it's doing, looking for ways to reduce the danger of these fires in the cabin.
It is the worst thing that could happen on an airplane.
Robert Oakes is overseeing that testing. If you're on the plane, what do?
So if you notice that your device is, say, overheating or getting hot to the touch, it is starting to swell or smoke, immediately call the flight attendant and they will fight that fire.
These fire incidents have been on the rise, going up every year since 2020, at least 58. So far this year, another 10 under investigation. Often it is a battery pack or a vape, but obviously a laptop can do it. In Dallas, firefighters treated at least 1 person for injuries. There were no reports of any injuries in the Las Vegas case. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.
The FAA website lists 8 airplane accidents and incidents involving Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson in 2026. Many Americans struggle to get out of credit card debt. We have some tips on how to do that quickly next on Watching Your Wallet.
I've spent a lifetime in a game built on precision and trust. And when my father needed a solution for his aging roof, he trusted Roof Savers. Their patent-pending Renew-It 17 technology, improved flexibility, locked-in protective granules, and amazingly gave an additional 17 years back to his roof with just 1 application, without the cost and headache of a full replacement, and comes with a 17-year transferable warranty.
In today's world, the cost of a roof replacement is just too expensive. But homeowners across America have been saving thousands with a smarter option, thanks to Roof Savers and their patent-pending Renew-It 17 roof preservation technology. Instead of spending tens of thousands on a full roof replacement, Renew-It 17 will extend the life of your roof by 17 years with a single application. Listen to our national spokesperson, Larry Mize, who captured one of golf's most prestigious major titles.
Renew-It 17 is engineered with Micro-Craze VR, rock-lock polymer protection, and UV shielding technology, the most advanced roof preservation system available today.
It's the greatest invention going forward to save your home, your house, your roof. You're not doing anything to environment. You're not throwing shingles in the trash can. And the insurance companies all over ought to be very excited about this product.
And that's why I'm proud to stand with a champion like Roof Savers. They saved my father's roof. Why not let them save your roof too?
America's #1 choice for roof preservation is Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
A bad thing happened.
Stock up and save on new fall arrivals at Hamricks. Skechers for the family, 50% off. College team decor and men's collegiate apparel, 50%.
I don't think I'd be doing physically or mentally as well as I am.
Stock up and save on new fall arrivals at Hamricks. Skechers for the family, 50% off. College team decor and men's collegiate apparel, 50% off. Ruby Road coordinates, 70% off. Fall and Halloween home and garden decor, 50% off. Get your porch goose outfits for $10. Hanging throws, 2 for $18. Latest speculation fleece, 3 pieces for $30. Stock up on style, comfort, and savings this fall, only at Hamricks.
It's getting harder to pay credit. For those looking to get rich quickly, the Powerball jackpot continuing to go up. Tonight's drawing is valued at $81 million, or a cash value of $35 million. This comes after no one bought a grand prize ticket on Saturday. Prices have been high this year. Less than 2 weeks ago, an Illinois player won a $1 billion jackpot. And in our backyard, an Evans man won more than $100,000 Saturday playing Georgia Jackpot Bankroll online. Congrats to him. Well, it's a tough time to save money, but many are finding unique ways to do just that. Tina Kraus reports on retailers attracting shoppers with the promise of fixing the clothes they already own.
You want just a little bit of space.
Move over, fast fashion.
As we're sewing the button on,
The needle and thread are making a comeback, one stitch at a time.
We're here to teach you all about the Levi's Wear Longer project.
At this Levi's workshop in San Francisco, students are learning to sew on buttons, patch holes, and fix tears.
There's value in our clothes, a lot more value than when we realize. And often we get rid of our clothes when all we really need to do is repair our clothes.
got it. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Levi's is one of a growing group of retailers offering customers sewing workshops and in-store repairs.
It's about building a relationship with the clothes that you have. I think we're in a time where people are purchasing and discarding clothing at the fastest rate in our history.
Data from the Environmental Protection Agency shows more than 11 million tons of U.S. textiles end up in landfills every year, while only about 13% of clothing and footwear waste is successfully recycled.
How's yours coming along?
College student Ava Trujillo says sewing motivates her to keep wearing and altering the clothes she owns.
I love knowing that it is a little way that I can help the world.
Once you've done your 6 stitches, you can pull your needle out.
This is what
A bit of repair work, stitching up a win for the wallet and the planet. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
So if you want to get
The UN says the world generates around 100 million tons of textile waste every year. Much of that comes from tossing out clothes.
Well, rain chances will start to increase as we go throughout the rest of our work week. We'll keep a close eye on when those showers will start and end each day. Coming up.
Man has often dreamed of moving mountains, and now some people in Japan have done it, sort of. We show you the amazing video after this.
Your news, your way. Download the all-new WRDW News app today.
During the Rooms to Go Labor Day.
Listen to this. A 400-year-old Japanese castle is at the end of a very unique journey as it's pulled to its resting spot by a tug-of-war. Hirosaki Castle was lifted and moved over a decade ago, so repairs could be done on the stone wall that supports it. Now that those have finished, locals are moving it back, thanks in part to a large tug-of-war. The first event moved the structure 3 feet. Sources say more tug-of-wars will be held as the castle returns to its original location.
That's one way to do it.
I was gonna say, here we are getting creative. We're getting a workout doing it. Yeah.
And the whole community is involved, so that's cool.
I like it. I think
I wouldn't
worn out after one
participate.
time. You said you wouldn't?
I don't think so, but I would be like,
I
go
would
team.
because you're with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know?
So you could fake it and still be a part of it.
Yeah, if you have that strong person, right in front of you. I would do it once. Now, would I do it again? I'd probably be worn out of the first time, but this is a neat way that they're doing it. And it's really a beautiful castle, too.
Yeah,
so.
it really is beautiful. Well, looking at The next big weather thing, we are tracking a stalled front that will move through around midweek, or at least station over our area, and we're going to see a lot of moisture as well. So we'll have higher rain chances as we go throughout the rest of the work week. Really Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's going to be our best chance of seeing rainfall, but we still have rain chances in play for your day tomorrow, just about a 10 to 20%, Zaina.
Emily, thank you. Getting bitten by an alligator and leaving the hospital less than a day later. One athlete did just that right here at home. We have more on the crazy story on News 12 Live at 5. There's real good happening all around us.
And that's what we're sharing on The Good Side.
Premiere September 14th, only on News 26.
Sona Bello